All right, Lindsay, thank you. We've got some breaking news this morning we told you about just a little while ago. Today, federal health agencies are calling for an immediate pause in the use of Johnson & Johnson's single-dose coronavirus vaccine after 6 recipients in the U.S. developed a rare disorder involving blood clots within about 2 weeks of being vaccinated.
All 6 recipients were women between the ages of 18 and 48. One woman died. A second woman in Nebraska has been hospitalized in critical condition, according to officials briefed on this decision.
So the Food and Drug Administration and the Centers for Disease Control will stop using the vaccine at federal sites. They're urging states to do so as well while they examine the safety issues. They're talking about it this morning on Twitter right now. This morning, Dr. Dana Hawkinson from the University of Kansas Health System joins us live to talk about this. So, Doctor, the immediate question has to be, for someone watching this morning who has gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, especially in the last couple of weeks, or if they're one of the thousands of people who did so at Arrowhead last month, what should their reaction be this morning? Should they be calling their doctor, looking for specific symptoms? What should they be thinking?
No, I think just look for specific symptoms. From what we read, that has been reported, the blood clots, can occur. You might have headache or things of that nature, maybe shortness of breath. It's really unclear the details of the blood clots, but it's important to remember that right now there is no causal relationship. And also the occurrence of these blood clots, from what we've seen, is pretty rare, about 1 in a million. From what I've read, there are natural occurring blood clots like this that occur 3 to 4 per million as well. So I think overall the message here has to be, number one, the FDA and the CDC is extremely concerned with people's safety. So people that were vaccine hesitant because they don't know about the vaccines, because they were maybe brought on too fast or whatever. This is a great example of why the system works and why we do what we do. Safety is the utmost concern. So I think this pause is a great example of that.
Can you tell us, just kind of break down the science of how a vaccine could cause an issue like this potentially, if that's what's happening?
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly. I don't want to draw too many conclusions and correlate it too much with the AstraZeneca, but we know that the AstraZeneca vaccine, there had been an association with blood clots as well with that. And they had that vaccine-induced prothrombotic state where people would get blood clots but also get very low platelets. And a lot of those seem to happen maybe in the same area that one of these first cases was reviewed with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So it's unclear exactly what. It seems like the body is maybe making these antibodies to try to, and that causes the blood clots, but it's really unclear exactly why. We've seen these antibodies present in other things, such as HIT or heparin-induced thrombocytopenia, and heparin is a drug that we use commonly every day in the hospital. We don't know the full mechanism yet, and again, I don't want to draw too many correlations to the AstraZeneca vaccine, but it could be that there is some sort of aberrant production of a clotting factor or an antibody that causes all of this to happen. So I think we'll just wait for more investigation, but we do have a little bit more information about the AstraZeneca, but again, 2 separate things right now. Don't want to draw too many conclusions that the Johnson & Johnson is the same as the AstraZeneca, but obviously both have caused some blood clotting issues.
To your point about roughly 1 in a million, the FDA said this morning on Twitter that as of yesterday, they've given out 6.8 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Again, they're calling for this stop after 6 cases of these blood clots. So I want to ask you, because we've talked so much about telling people that the best shot for you is the one that you can get, and encouraging people to get whatever shot is available to them. 2-part question. How does this change your message moving forward after this announcement today whenever you talk to people? And 2, are you concerned that people are going to go, see, I told you we shouldn't be getting this vaccine, and that there'll be a drop in people going to get the vaccine if it's available to them?
Yeah, great questions. Certainly what we would say is now, again, still get whatever vaccine you can. We know that the Johnson & Johnson for this point in time is paused. So if you have the ability to get those mRNA vaccines, get those mRNA vaccines. We also know that the vaccines can provide further and better protection than if you just got the infection by itself. So certainly getting those is going to be important. Overall, we'll just kind of wait and see exactly how the investigation goes and what happens. But this is also why we continue to collect data, do research, and present that data even after the vaccines are rolled out, even after they're available to the public. That is something that will be ongoing for years. So maybe eventually we will find that 1 or 2 vaccines are better than, say, several others. But we also have to understand, are there populations in there, such as men versus women, ages, younger ages versus older ages, and things of that nature. Although the studies were done with a large amount of people, which is very good, we know we'll get more and more accurate and better data as the vaccines are rolled out. And then identifying these issues is certainly going to be important after the vaccine rollout so that we can pause or stop use of those vaccines. So I think the system is working good. The safety is the utmost importance. And hopefully as we move further into this, we will find that, maybe 1, 2, or 3 of the vaccines, or 4 if we get to that many, are maybe better than some of the other ones. But I think time will tell that. We still don't know for sure. We still have, a couple other vaccines that we're hoping will apply for emergency use authorization. We'll get still more information from that as well. Right now, still, the main way that we are able to get out of this pandemic is going to be by vaccination. So hopefully we can continue to use those. We know they provide very good immunity, especially against the variants. And we will just use what is available right now. Currently in the United States, it's going to be the 2 mRNA vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna, and we'll wait and see what happens with the investigation of Johnson & Johnson.
Dr. Hawkinson, thank you very much.